Greetings and welcome to the fourth and final video for the Deltascape version X videos. As you can see, in this one we are facing off against the mighty Exdeath. I did not play the game where he is from, but I know he is from another Final Fantasy, and I will tell you that this fight can seem a bit more intimidating than it actually is, but once you experiment it a couple of times, it's really a bit predictable and a bit of a lot calmer when compared to the third fight of Halicarnassus because you're not running around as much. However, it does have its trick of being beaten successfully and taking as little damage as possible. So here we go, there's a lot to go through. Now, I will not be mentioning things as they appear on screen because there's a lot to go through, so just enjoy the video and listen to what I have to say, hopefully. First, all of his spells of Lightning, Fire, and Blizzard have two versions. The normal version and then the empowered version that he casts as he is drawing energy from the black hole behind him. You need to pay attention to this because depending on what he is doing is what the spell would do. For example, Lightning 3 is in general something that only hits the tanks. It puts a debuff on them that increases the lightning damage they take by X%, so you need to tank swap. How, as you can see, I think that was it right there, no? Anyway. Now, if he is drawing from the void and he casts Lightning 3, the lightning will be a very large AoE around them that will inflict paralyze on you and will give you a vulnerability debuff for around a minute. So that is definitely not good. Now, Fire 3. What we just saw with the areas around people, that is the normal Fire 3. The empowered Fire 3 is... Actually, no, this is Fire 3. The one we saw before was Blizzard. I'm not paying much attention. But anyway, as you can see, Fire 3 is just a targeted AoE on random people that need to get away from everybody else. However, here is Empowered Fire 3. Now, the important part of this is, aside from taking no damage, you get the Pyrotic, something around those lines debuff. Anything you do while that debuff is on you will absolutely deal a lot of damage to you. I believe me and our little black mage vest XIV over there took quite a bit of damage because I moved and I believe he also moved. So yeah, moving during that is not good. Here is Blizzard 3. This is the opposite. You need to make sure you are moving before the cast time finishes or you will be frozen in place and get another vulnerability debuff. So yeah, lots of vulnerability if you don't pay attention. So what else happens? Well, he also does, eventually in the fight he starts casting Holy, which is the stack on the person to stop them from dying to spread the damage. At the beginning of the fight, he appears to cast Doom. I'm not sure what the kill time on that thing is, but it can be removed as we saw at the very beginning of the fight. Although, curiously, I have not seen him cast it again throughout the rest of the fight, which is all. Then we have this, which is Fall, which is just a pushback. Right now, it doesn't matter at all because the railings are still there, but after about halfway through the fight, the railings disappear, and yeah, you want to pay attention. What else do we have? Oh yeah. After a bit, we have what is called Decisive Battle. This is something where he will disappear, and impact AoE will happen at the center of the arena. Here, me and several got frozen. And it will involve several other things, including a frontal cone AoE and lots of other stuff. After that, well, let's just say it's a giant tree in the middle of the room, shall we? After he does that, he will start using Flare 3, which it will target 3 random people in the raid, and it will spread damage from them in a triangle formation in the direction the triangle would point. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you can imagine your character and then put a triangle pointing in the same direction that your character is pointing, the corners of the triangle are the direction where the damage is going to spread. Now, this is the big decisive battle tree thing I mentioned. As you can see, it has a face. You need to get away from its face in order to not get hit by that. That, I believe, applies either Charmed or Confused, and as you can see, you will start hitting your friends for a little bit and for a decent amount of damage for a while. It is not removable, it is not cleansable, and that is Flare. As you can see, now what I mentioned about the triangle and the points makes a little bit more sense. Now, I'm not sure if that one does not seem to put a debuff of any kind on anybody, but if you do not spread out, oh yeah, then there's this giant meteor on our heads. Not fun, lots of damage, but luckily it's not too much. And after this, there will be another decisive battle phase or giant tree phase. But yeah, he also does this black hole thing, which literally puts black holes throughout your arena. Now, luckily I have not fallen into one so far. I'm not sure if they paralyze you, if they take you out of combat, if they deal lots of damage. I'm not sure. But he eventually does a knockback or the vacuum wave at the same time that he does that, I think. But I think the black holes disappeared before the vacuum wave actually casts. So they may not stack, but I'm not really sure at this point. And aside from all of that, I think those are all of his spells. Now, as you've probably been seeing in the background, paying attention to all of these spells and whether they're empowered or not is a little bit more complicated based on what's happening around the arena. So, important stuff as a short note. Pay attention to what he is doing. If he is drawing like that, Power from the Void, his next spell will be Empowered. He can empower pretty much all of his spells from what I've seen so far. Black Hole just adds a lot of more black holes. Empowered Blizzard, you need to make sure you are moving by the time it is cast so that you don't get frozen like that. Empowered Fire, you need to stop all action so you don't destroy yourself. I don't think he has an Empowered Vacuum. I have not seen it, but it might be possible. Empowered Thunder is by far the most dangerous because it is a large AoE around him that will paralyze you and give you the vulnerability debuff just like all empowered spells. I do not believe he casts Empowered Meteor. That would be a little obscene, honestly. And yeah, that is... Paying attention to his three main spells is the important part. As you can see, Thunder 3 here only hits the tank and around him and puts the increased lightning damage debuff on him. So tank switching is a must. Aside from all of that I just said, that is the fight in a nutshell. Oh, here is the second decisive battle phase. As you can see, the area is a little odd and then we have to be over here. However, this is a trap because then he does that and then you need to run away from the front of him to avoid getting hit by the gas. And yeah, that is the final decisive battle phase or tree phase. Then he does fall, there's no longer railing, so be careful. And all you gotta do is keep surviving and dealing damage until you take him down. So yes, a bit of a complicated fight because you need to pay attention instead of paying attention to what it is, it's what type it is. Now I do believe that if you stay... Yeah, I do believe standing on top of somebody that has a flare on them will have you get hit by his flare. So standing on them is probably not an option. So right now, flare is the trickiest thing to deal with at the moment. Now what I am thinking is that if you stack the people in the... If we assume your character is facing north, if you have characters stacked in either a northwest or northeastern direction where they are in their diagonal positions, I'm not really sure if I can say this properly, they should not get hit by each other's flare maybe? I'm not sure. But anyway, yes, this is Exdeath. That is like Thunder 3 empowered. I got hit by it even though I thought I was out. That's just the way things are. But thank you for watching, and hopefully you find this useful, or maybe you just enjoy watching raid fights, in which case you're welcome. Anyway, later.